it's not just about Nigeria. I represent Africa.
Yes.
And I represent the African Union. We're connected with the powers to be in the African Union. The movement is to get the diasporans to really find who they are and whose they are, and leverage who they are and whose they are for the betterment of their home country. So we're not just going to go to Nigeria, we're going to Ethiopia, because we have work that we're doing in Ethiopia and other countries in Africa. So this Diaspora movement show is just about Africa and friends and lovers of Africa. My friends who are Americans, you are so welcome. I mean, you're part of the journey.
Yes.
So this is for all of us.
But I got something else for you. That's another dimension that's missing. And that is that we must not only tell the story, but we've got to interrupt the current story. And Africans on the continent and Africans that have been displaced around the world, because we're living a lie. We've been in an environment, when you are in an environment and you're treated less than, here's what happens. It begins to impact you unconsciously at the subconscious level. A very good case in point, they did this study, and what they did in this book called Learned Optimism, they shot this dog. And what they did, they didn't make it possible for the dog to get away. And then they opened up a trap where the dog can get away. And when they exposed the dog to shock again, the dog who had been shocked and had surrendered to the external hostility just laid down. But a dog that had been put in there for the first time went through the trap door to escape. So what happens is that when you've been rejected and you've been treated less than, then you begin to unconsciously take on whatever that hostility that has been directed towards you. In Nazi Germany, I went to Auschwitz, and I was reading where when the Nazis had some just inexpressible cruel things they wanted to do to Jews that they didn't have a stomach to do themselves, they got other Jews to do it, who volunteered to do it, because they now took on the mindset of the people, of their captors. And so helping us, we have to collaborate. Everywhere we go, people of color, there are things that you're going to share with me, things you've experienced from the mainland that I don't know. And there are things that I've experienced here that you don't know. And when we bring our collective thinking and genius together, and that's the fear that the world has, that we will begin to restore ourselves to that which we truly are, a dominant voice and a dominant race. And that's why we're always feared. I was being interviewed on this white show, and they said, help me understand why over 93% of your customers are white. I said, because you need it most. He said, why would you say that? We're wealthy and successful. I said, if you know who you are, you don't develop systems to hold people down. When you know who you are, you don't discriminate against people with racism and institutions to prevent them from competing with you. And so because you feel inferior to me, that's why you treat people who look like me like you do, because the true judgment of how a person feels about themselves is how they treat others.
That's right.
And that speaks to you, and you're supposed to be enlightened and intelligent and God-fearing. And slavery started in the church. And his face turned red as a cherry. I said, help me somebody, help me.
Wow, glad you like.
His lips were trembling.
Always a delight to be in your presence.
Thank you.
And for my viewers, this is serious business. It's a movement. The Continental African Pride is a movement. It's a movement of hope.
Yeah.
It's a movement that we, the diaspora, we African-born who are in America, wherever in the world, can make a difference. We have stories to tell. We're impacting the world. We need to show up and show out. And Mr. Brown will be very relevant on this platform. We're going viral on social media. You need to be part of this. And you, as my great mentor, I know the power of the investment. What I got from the investment you had in me. So if you're watching, you need to invest in yourself. That's the secret to success. And sustainable success is what we are on about. And watch out, world. Africa is on the rise. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for agreeing to be part of this platform. I will be in Dublin in 2 weeks. speaking on a stage.
Excellent.
And I'm going to see how we can get you to Dublin. I've been there twice.
Oh, I'd
and a
love
lot of
to.
great things are happening. We speak about you because you're the source of my strength in speaking.
Yes.
And I'm always showing it off everywhere I go. So be on the lookout. We might be in Dublin too
Okay,
together.
I look forward to it, and keep in mind, when there's hope in the future, that gives you power in the present.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Les. Really
Yes,
appreciate
and I
it.
don't want y'all to forget this book. It's called Perseverance, Winning Key to Your Destiny.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.